Hello, and welcome to The Marketing Edge, the podcast where we dive deep into the strategies, trends, and insights that are shaping the future of digital marketing. I'm your host, Nate Need, CEO of Marketer.co, where we help businesses scale their growth through cutting-edge marketing solutions. Today, we're tackling a topic that's near and dear to my heart, pay-per-click advertising, or PPC. Now, if you've been in the marketing world for even a little while, you know that PPC is one of the most dynamic and fast-evolving areas of digital advertising. And by 2025, it's going to look very different than it does today, with advancements in AI, shifts in privacy regulations, and the rise of new platforms like TikTok and connected TV. Businesses need to be asking the right questions to ensure their PPC agency is future ready. After all, your PPC strategy can make or break your ROI, and you don't want to be left behind. So in this episode, we're going to break down the key questions you need to ask your PPC agency in 2025. Whether you're a business owner, a marketing manager, or just someone curious about the future of advertising, this episode is packed with actionable insights you won't want to miss. But before we jump in, let me ask you this. Are you working with a PPC agency right now? Are you confident they're prepared for the changes coming down the pipeline? Stick around, because by the end of this episode, you'll know exactly what to ask to make sure your PPC strategy is built for the future. Let's get started. All right, let's dive right into the first segment of today's episode, the state of PPC in 2025. Now, if you've been in the digital marketing space for a while, you know that PPC is never static. It's always evolving, and by 2025, the landscape is going to look very different than it does today. So let's break down some of the key trends and challenges that are shaping the future of PPC. First up, let's talk about AI and automation. By 2025, AI isn't just a buzzword, it's the backbone of PPC. Machine learning algorithms are already optimizing bids, generating ad copy, and predicting performance, but by 2025, this technology will be even more sophisticated. The question is, how do we balance this automation with human creativity and strategy? Because at the end of the day, AI is a tool, not a replacement for smart marketing minds. Next, we have privacy regulations. If you thought GDPR and the death of third-party cookies were big deals, just wait. By 2025, privacy laws will be even stricter, and targeting will look completely different. Agencies will need to rely more on first-party data and contextual targeting, which means businesses will have to get creative about how they reach their audiences. Now let's talk about emerging platforms. TikTok ads are already huge, but by 2025, we're going to see even more innovation in ad spaces. Think connected TV, augmented reality, and even virtual reality. The challenge here is figuring out which platforms are worth investing in and which ones are just flash-in-the-pan trends. And finally, we can't ignore voice search and conversational AI. With the rise of smart speakers and voice assistants, the way people search is changing. Long-tail keywords and conversational phrases are becoming more important, and PPC strategies will need to adapt accordingly. So, what does all this mean for businesses? Well, it means that the PPC agency you work with needs to be on the cutting edge of these trends. They need to be proactive, adaptable, and transparent about how they're navigating these changes. Because if they're not, you could be leaving money on the table. Now that we've set the stage for what PPC will look like in 2025, let's move on to the meat of today's episode, the key questions you need to ask your PPC agency. Trust me, you're going to want to take notes on this one. All right, we've talked about the trends shaping PPC in 2025, AI, privacy regulations, emerging platforms, and voice search. Now, let's get into the heart of today's episode. The key questions you need to ask your PPC agency in 2025. These questions are designed to help you evaluate whether your agency is future ready and capable of delivering the results you need in this rapidly changing landscape. Let's start with the first question. 1. How are you leveraging AI and automation? AI is no longer optional in PPC. It's essential. By 2025, agencies should be using AI for everything from bid management to ad copy generation and performance forecasting. But here's the catch. AI is only as good as the humans overseeing it. So ask your agency, How are you using AI to optimize campaigns? What's your process for balancing automation with human oversight? Can you show me examples of how AI has improved results for your clients? 2. What's your strategy for privacy-compliant targeting? With stricter privacy regulations and the phasing out of third-party cookies, targeting is becoming more challenging. Your agency needs to have a solid plan for navigating this new reality. Ask them, how are you adapting to the loss of third-party cookies? What's your approach to first-party data collection and usage? Are you using contextual targeting or other privacy-compliant methods? 3. How do you stay ahead of emerging platforms and trends? By 2025, new ad platforms will continue to emerge, and your agency needs to be on top of them. Ask, are you testing new platforms like TikTok, connected TV, or AR/VR ads? How do you determine which platforms are right for my business? Can you share case studies or results from campaigns on emerging platforms? 4. What's your approach to voice search and conversational AI? Voice search is changing the way people interact with search engines, and your PPC strategy needs to reflect that. Ask your agency, are you optimizing for voice search queries and conversational keywords? How are you integrating chatbots or AI-driven customer interactions into PPC campaigns? What's your plan for staying ahead of voice search trends? 5. How do you measure and report success? Transparency and accountability are critical when it comes to PPC. You need to know exactly how your campaigns are performing. Ask, what attribution models do you use to track cross-channel performance? How do you ensure transparency in reporting? Can you provide real-time dashboards or regular performance updates? 6. What's your plan for adapting to future changes? The only constant in PPC is change. Your agency needs to be proactive about staying ahead of the curve. Ask, how do you stay updated on industry trends and algorithm changes? What's your process for adapting strategies when new technologies or platforms emerge? Can you provide examples of how you've successfully adapted to major changes in the past? These questions are designed to help you gauge whether your PPC agency is truly future ready. If they can't answer these confidently, it might be time to start looking for a partner who can. We talked about the key questions you need to ask your PPC agency to ensure they're ready for 2025. Now let's bring those questions to life with a real-world example. I'm going to share a case study of a business that successfully adapted its PPC strategy to stay ahead of the curve, and the role their agency played in making it happen. This story is about a mid-sized e-commerce company, let's call them Eco Gadgets, that sells sustainable home products. Back in 2023, Eco Gadgets was struggling with their PPC campaigns. They were relying heavily on Google Ads and Facebook, but their ROI was declining. They knew they needed to make a change, so they partnered with a forward-thinking PPC agency that was already preparing for the future. Here's what they did. 1. They embraced AI and automation. The agency implemented AI-driven tools to optimize Eco Gadgets' bidding strategies and ad copy. They used machine learning to analyze historical data and predict which keywords and ad placements would perform best. This not only saved time, but also increased their click-through rates by 25%. 2. They prioritized privacy-compliant targeting. With third-party cookies on the way out, the agency shifted Eco Gadget's strategy to focus on first-party data. They implemented a customer loyalty program to collect email addresses and purchase history, which they used to create highly targeted campaigns. They also leveraged contextual targeting to reach audiences based on the content they were engaging with rather than their personal data. 3. They tested emerging platforms. The agency didn't just stick to Google and Facebook. They experimented with TikTok ads and connected TV. They created engaging, visually appealing ads for TikTok that resonated with Eco Gadget's younger audience, resulting in a 40% increase in brand awareness. They also ran connected TV ads to target eco-conscious homeowners, which drove a 15% boost in website traffic. 4. They optimized for voice search. Recognizing the growing importance of voice search, the agency optimized Eco Gadget's campaigns for conversational keywords and long-tail phrases. For example, instead of targeting sustainable water bottles, they targeted, "Where can I buy eco-friendly water bottles near me?" This strategy led to a 20% increase in conversions from voice search traffic. 5. They focused on transparent reporting. The agency provided eco-gadgets with real-time dashboards and detailed performance reports. They used advanced attribution models to track the customer journey across multiple touchpoints, giving eco-gadgets a clear picture of their ROI. The result? Within a year, eco-gadgets saw a 35% increase in revenue from their PPC campaigns. And more importantly, they were positioned to thrive in the ever-changing world of digital advertising. So what's the takeaway here? It's not just about having a PPC agency, it's about having the right agency, one that's proactive, adaptable, and transparent. If your agency isn't taking steps like these, it might be time to reevaluate your partnership. Now, let's move on to the next segment, where I'll share some tips for choosing the right PPC agency in 2025. Stick around. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the trends shaping PPC in 2025 to the key questions you need to ask your agency, and even a real-world example of a business that nailed its PPC strategy. Now let's wrap things up with some practical tips for choosing the right PPC agency in 2025. Because let's face it, not all agencies are created equal, and the stakes are higher than ever. Here are my top tips for finding a PPC agency that's future ready. 1. Look for a proven track record of adaptability. The digital marketing landscape changes fast, and you need an agency that can keep up. Ask potential agencies, how have you adapted to major changes in the past, like algorithm updates or new privacy regulations? Can you share examples of how you've helped clients navigate industry shifts? 2. Prioritize transparency and communication. Transparency is non-negotiable when it comes to PPC. You need to know exactly where your budget is going and how it's performing. Look for an agency that provides clear, detailed reports and real-time dashboards, communicates regularly and proactively about campaign performance, is upfront about their pricing and processes. 3. Ensure they have expertise in your industry. Every industry has its own unique challenges and opportunities when it comes to PPC. Make sure the agency you choose has experience working with businesses like yours. Ask, have you worked with other clients in my industry? What strategies have been most effective for them? Can you share case studies or results from similar campaigns? 4. Evaluate their approach to emerging technologies. By 2025, AI, voice search, and new ad platforms will be central to PPC success. Your agency should be ahead of the curve. Ask, how are you leveraging AI and automation in your campaigns? Are you testing emerging platforms like TikTok or connected TV? What's your strategy for optimizing voice search and conversational AI? 5. Check their commitment to privacy-compliant targeting. With stricter privacy laws on the horizon, your agency needs to have a solid plan for targeting without relying on third-party data. Ask, how are you adapting to the loss of third-party cookies? What's your approach to first-party data collection and usage? Are you using contextual targeting or other privacy-compliant methods? 6. Ask for references and case studies. Don't just take their word for it, ask for proof. A reputable agency should be able to provide references from past or current clients, case studies that demonstrate their expertise and results, examples of campaigns they've run on emerging platforms or using new technologies. 7. Trust your gut. Finally, trust your instincts. You're not just hiring an agency, you're entering a partnership. Do you feel confident in their abilities? Do they seem genuinely invested in your success? If something feels off, it's worth exploring other options. Choosing the right PPC agency in 2025 isn't just about finding someone who can manage your campaigns. It's about finding a partner who can help you navigate the future of digital advertising. And if you're looking for an agency that checks all these boxes, well, you know where to find us. And that's a wrap for today's episode of The Marketing Edge. We've covered a lot of ground, from the trends shaping PPC in 2025 to the key questions you need to ask your agency, a real-world case study, and tips for choosing the right partner. I hope you're walking away with actionable insights that will help you future-proof your PPC strategy and maximize your ROI. But before we go, I want to leave you with one final thought. The world of PPC is changing faster than ever, and the decisions you make today will have a huge impact on your success tomorrow. Don't wait until it's too late to evaluate your current PPC agency or explore new opportunities. If you're ready to take your PPC strategy to the next level, I'd love to help. At Marketer.co, we specialize in creating data-driven, future-ready PPC campaigns that deliver real results. Whether you're looking to optimize your current campaigns, explore emerging platforms, or build a strategy from the ground up, our team has the expertise and tools to help you succeed. Here's what you can do next. Visit Marketer.co to learn more about our services and schedule a free consultation. Follow me, Nate Need, on LinkedIn for daily insights and updates on the latest trends in digital marketing. Subscribe to Marketer.co in YouTube so you never miss an episode packed with tips, strategies, and expert advice. Remember, the future of PPC is here, and it's time to make sure your business is ready. Thanks for tuning in, and I can't wait to help you achieve your marketing goals. Until next time, keep pushing the boundaries and staying ahead of the curve. This is Nate Need, signing off.